Hi there, I'm Grimith. Welcome to Let's Get On With It Theme Hospital, a game developed by Bullfrog Productions and published in 1997 by Electronic Arts. This is a humor-filled business simulation. I'm not playing it blind, but I am playing it as part of the Rewarding the Rewarders opportunity I offered some years back. 3 hours of this game were brought to you by Zachary McKinley. Oh, man. I think the Doctor was playing Dungeon Keeper there, on the TV screen. You got like a brief glimpse of the Dark Mistresses. Old Frog Productions, responsible for a number of flavorful games throughout the 90s. No, there's no need for you to repeat that intro. I'm playing the GOG version of the game, and I've scaled its resolution for the sake of my eyes and yours. We're left with some black bars on the left and right sides, but that's okay. For this series, I considered playing Corsix, TH, an open source clone of Theme Hospital, which, like Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe, can use the game's files for, like, presentation stuff. However, I didn't like the game adjustments. There's some bugs and missing features. It didn't quite feel like Theme Hospital, you know. There's also, like, it doesn't have, like, a widescreen, like, thing, so you'd have it in full 1920 by 1080, 16 by 9 resolution. Made the font tiny, though I do think there's a way to adjust the font. I'm running this, though. Lost out on some UI conveniences, but we have higher game fidelity, which I like, as any viewer of my channel would know. I've modified the sound of the game already to try and reduce the impact that these little beeping sounds make anytime you interact with the menu. They shouldn't be that audible for you folks. They are still somewhat audible, though. They're tied into the inherent sound volume of the game, so by reducing that too much, reduce other sound of the game. Start a new game, continue a previous game, load a save game, start a network game, and quit. We'll start a new game. Good work, Doc. According to the instruction manual, difficulty adjustment does absolutely nothing for performance or for your AI competitors. Gonna leave it just on medium. On the off chance. We'll treat this as my first game, even though it's not, and low res, no. There is an option to adjust this to a low res view while playing. We'll click OK. Dun, 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 dun. First, your hospital needs a reception desk. Select one from the corridor equipment menu. Let's go ahead and turn that music volume down a little bit so that it's not competing with Grimith too much. You can see I have the sound volume there set to 20%. We'll keep the announcements at a full 100%. We'll err on the side of caution. Okay. Let's follow the tutorial there. Reception desk. Requires a receptionist who directs patients to doctors. Right mouse button rotates, and we'll slap this down near the entrance to the hospital. Like so. We're going to need a receptionist now. Receptionists, like everyone, have differing ability levels. Receptionists only operate based on ability level. The more this bar is filled, the greater their ability. But that also ties to cost. Why don't we go ahead and hire C. Wrights in here, who enjoys fart surfing, generally well-motivated and dedicated. We're going to need a general practitioner's office in order to diagnose folks. I have to decide how big it's going to be. Left mouse button and drag to adjust size. There are minimum sizes for these buildings, but you can make them much larger than minimum size dictates. Like, we could have it be yay big, but instead, we'll do a little bit of a supersize. Like there. Door will be there. We can have windows. You don't need windows, but your staff are happier when they've got something to look out of.
Patient message, checkbooks required.
Desk here. Gonna go ahead and set down a filing cabinet as well. We'll put that here. And then a chair for the patient to sit in. We can buy other things, though. Have a radiator, as well as a plant and a trash bin. Radiator can go here, to focus primarily on keeping the doctor warm, because that's what matters. A plant there, and then like a trash bin in the middle to like throw paper balls at. Fundamental diagnosis room in your hospital. New patients are sent here to find out what is wrong with them. They are then sent either to further diagnosis or to a room where they can be cured. You might want to build another GP's office if this one gets too busy. The bigger the room, and the more extra objects you place in it, the higher the prestige for the doctor. This is also true of all the occupied rooms, and it requires any doctor. Doctors have differing skill levels, staff ability, but they also have seniority, which influences like their effective diagnoses and their speed at which they do things. Ability does that too. You'll also see extra qualifications, such as psychiatrist. There are also surgeons and researchers. You can train up doctors too, to get them other qualifications or to improve their seniority. But once they cap out on seniority, they can't pick up any other qualifications. That's not... Well, we've hired you. Congratulations. We haven't even placed him. We broke everything. There we go. Why don't we hire G. Crabbington here? Makes ice sculptures, he's loyal and friendly. Doctors are going to need all the help they can get to diagnose some of these patients. You can assist them by building another diagnosis facility, such as the General Diagnosis Room. Once you have diagnosed some of the patients, you'll need to build treatment facilities and clinics to cure them. A good one to start off with is the pharmacy. And you'll require a nurse to dispense the various drugs in the pharmacy. Keep an eye on reputation. That's the bar beneath money, which is in the bottom left corner. This is what will attract the patients from far and wide to your establishment. If you don't kill too many people and keep them reasonably happy, you shouldn't have too much trouble on this level. You're on your own now, good luck, and all that. Get the place up and running by placing a receptionist desk, building a GP's office, and getting a receptionist and a doctor, then wait for some business to come along. Also, build a psychiatry department and hire a doctor of psychiatric qualifications. A pharmacy and nurse are also essential for curing your patients. Watch out for rogue cases of bloaty head. An inflation room will soon sort these out. We need to cure 10 people, make sure reputation doesn't drop below 200 in order to successfully complete this initial level. Let's go ahead and hire a handyman while we're at it to water plants. There's a button that we can press to open up our hospital. We also have speed controls, though I'm fairly confident you cannot build, well, you can't even pause in the standard version of the game. You can pause in 4.6.
Products.
Why don't we leave things on normal speed. I can build quickly enough. General Diagnosis Office. Will be yay big. We'll have some windows as well. Set up a screen for patients to change behind, and a general diagnosis machine. You folks arrived a bit sooner than I expected. Fire extinguisher minimizes danger from malfunctioning machinery. We'll set that fire extinguisher here. Radiator there. Get a plant. And then a bin too. Great! General diagnosis room requires any doctor. We can have just a doctor sit in there, though. That's fine by me. I didn't even bother reading his stuff. I'm also going to want a psychiatric facility. And we'll build that over here. With the door there. Good. They need to change for whatever reason in order to get properly psychiatrically evaluated. We'll put the screen there. The couch can be there. Chair can be there too. We don't really need a fire extinguisher for in here, but we can place some other things. Reference materials and what have you. Radiator can go there. We won't put the plant too close to that. Bin there. Have a bookcase cover the window. Unfortunately, you can't purely rotate things, like in all directions, so it can end up like making your room look a little weird. It's lamentable, but such is life. They'll get over it. Patients diagnosed with psychiatric illnesses must visit the psychiatry department to receive counseling. Psychiatrists can also make diagnoses, find out what type of illness the patients have, and if mental in origin, treat them using the trusty couch. We, however, are going to need someone who's certified to do that. Someone a bit better qualified, though, with higher ability. Yeah, there we go. And that can be you. Now, out here externally, we're going to want some things like benches to allow patients to sit and wait. Here we go. I like that. We'll place something there too. In addition, I also want drink machines, which actually produce a bit of revenue. Also stops patients from getting thirsty. Not too bad. We'll crank the speed up now again. There we go. Allow folks to get a move on so that we can get a move on with completing this. We'll want to build a pharmacy next. We can build the pharmacy. I think she'll still be able to get out, the receptionist. I guess we'll find out, though. No. We're gonna have to move that. That's okay.
Terminal patients to the front of the queue.
There we go. Blueprint would block off other rooms. Yes, yes, yes. You're a bit late on telling me that. There we go. Pharmacy cabinet. This pharmacy doesn't have to be too big, though. I can place a radiator and a plant in a bin just for funsies. Radiators are used to keep the hospital warm, and also you can keep it a little bit toasty so that folks will want to drink more. Strategy. Pharmacies provide drugs, but you'll need a nurse in there to provide the drugs. Raffia, work instructor, remarkably polite and genial manner. Great. Let's take things up to normal speed. Getting evaluated over here. Alright, going back to the general practitioner's office. Now, let's not look at those graphs. Here we go. You can change your treatment costs for things. You'll also get paid based on reputation as well. So if you want to charge more money for things, you most certainly can. You also have diagnosis procedures, where you can manually set sliders for different things. Whether you'll even allow staff to leave rooms to go fill out in empty rooms. We've treated our first patient. We've discovered a new condition, by the way, TV personalities. Causes daytime television, symptoms, delusions of being able to present a cookery show. The cure is a trained psychiatrist must convince the patient to sell their TV and buy a radio. Well done, I cured my first patient. Hooray. We're going to want to build an inflation clinic next, and we'll just do that over here. No need to make this too large. With an inflator positioned there, we'll want a fire extinguisher. We really don't have to build this stuff for the first mission. All we gotta do is treat our 10 folks. But it doesn't hurt to get in the habit of building these things.
Right, courtesy phone.
I can't even fit all this stuff in here. Oh well. Well, I've made a terrible mistake. Inflator. Fire extinguisher can go there. Radiator can go there. That's it. Patients with the painful yet humorous condition of bloaty head must come to the inflation clinic, where the overlarge cranium will be popped and instantly reinflated to the correct pressure. The squits. Causes eating pizza found under the cooker. And the cure is a gluttonous mix of stringy pharmaceutical chemicals solidify the patient's innards. You'll notice that the game is scolding us, saying that our plants need to be properly taken care of. And handymen do that. Handymen do a lot in this game, really. That's not what I wanted to click. Here we go. Shows me how many handymen I've got, or how many patients I've got, rather. The various things I'm having them take care of. And how our heating levels are, you know? The effective coverage of the various radiators. And machinery equipment and plants and fire extinguishers.
Doctor required in inflator room. Doctor required in general diagnosis.
Hooray, money. The other thing that I think I'll build for just first place, I guess I could build a toilet. I guess I'm building two things. So when you place all those drink machines around, you're going to want to have patients who, well, want to use the restroom. I think that's perfectly understandable, right? There we go. Place a radiator in here, along with a plant and bin. Now, all this stuff, like maintaining the radiators, costs money. You could charge varying values for, like, heat, as seen here. And yet every extra radiator is going to add an extra charge to that. You'll receive complaints from folks about whether your hospital is too hot or too cold. Now, the final thing I want to build is a staff room. This is where the staff go to relax. We'll just place it here in the middle for fun. Now, at what threshold they go to relax is dependent on what you set them to be able to go to relax. And provide various amenities to allow them to relax easier. Got a pool table here. We'll place a couch there. They can have a TV there in front of the window because I'm crazy. Y'all can get a radiator. Hooray! Yes, your staff get tired as they carry out their jobs. They require this room to relax and refresh themselves. Tired staff slow down, demand more money, and will eventually quit. They also make more mistakes. Building a staff room with plenty for them to do is very worthwhile. Make sure there's enough room for several staff members at a time. So yes, as your staff get more tired. They'll become more sluggish, they'll become less happy. You can provide bonuses to folks in order to stave off their frustration. You can also permanently raise their salary, too. For doctors, condition ends up mattering more than anyone else. You know, it can also behoove you to have, like, a backup doctor or two to take care of things. But again, this is just like an introductory tutorial level to teach you, like, the basics of running a hospital. You know, which is why I just kind of, like, slap things down haphazardly. Didn't really matter.
Patients are reminded not to die in the corridor.
Premier Ship Footballer has expressed a wish to visit your hospital. You're gonna have VIPs who will want to stop by every now and then. Impressing them improves your reputation. And according to the instruction manual, they'll care more about, like, minor things such as, like, fire extinguishers and the like. Like, appearance and efficiency matter a great deal for them. Let's go ahead and increase it to and then some more for speed. These benches will allow patients to wait. They get their review in the general practitioner's office. This guy is going back to talk a bit more about stuff. Oh, and we got a new condition, the uncommon cold. Big swig of uncommon cough medicine made from special ingredients in the pharmacy will cure this. We have exhausted all our diagnoses machines on this patient, and we're still not sure what is wrong. We're just gonna send the patient home. That guy is invisible. We're not even gonna bother with him. Uh-oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm fed up. Pay me a decent wage. I reckon a raise of $23 should do the trick. So we gotta either pay this guy or fire him. We'll go ahead and meet the pay demand. He's feeling better about life. This person doesn't feel so good about life. Doctors are doing pretty well as well. It just ends up being our handymen that are the most distraught. There's our VIP right there. Taking a look in the various rooms. Scoping it out to see how things are going. You can click on machines to have things be replaced. There are disasters in this game. And I'm not just talking about machines gone wrong. There are a lot of disasters in this game. Well, not a lot, but several.
Doctor required an inflator room.
Doc has come here meeting the threshold that we currently have for, like, recovering tiredness. Handyman here is also really tired as well. And they'll slowly, like, bleed off that tiredness, but it does end up leaving our various buildings, you know, our rooms empty. Putting extra strain on doctors, and eventually we'll have our other doctors tag out too. So it'll just be, you know, when you hire everyone at once, you end up creating the situation of suddenly everyone is busy.
Doctor required in GP's office.
Go ahead and send that patient home. Not going to be helping anyone with invisibility right now because I'm a terrible person. Yeah, cash grant. Nice.
Doctor required in general diagnosis.
Someone should eventually come out to resolve that, or we can actually pick you up to deal with that.
Doctor required in GP's office.
Our nurse is in here. We can go ahead and pick her up and stuff her in there. The psychiatrist is free now. Hardly anyone has to stay in your hospital, and the patients are pleased by that fact. That's good. You can easily see how this room would get overwhelmed and you'd want to have more GP's offices. Since everyone has to come through a general practitioner before they progress further on through the hospital. After, of course, going through the receptionist. You can even see, like, queue sizes and stuff.
Doctor,
by mousing over the door. Uh-oh. That's the other handyman who is incredibly distraught about life. D. Write more, man. You need to take your break. Here. I'll take care of you. Go sleep it off. This doctor is just wandering around, waiting for, the need for him, essentially. But the only, like, empty spot we really have is for an inflator room right now. Heaped piles? Cause of standing around by water coolers. Symptom feels like he or she is sitting on a bag of marbles. A pleasant yet powerfully acidic drink dissolves the piles from the inside. Delicious. He's also all died. Just go home. Another person with visibilitis is just sent home. You can see all these bloaty head folks that are going to be getting real comfortable with that inflator. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and stuff you in there. That's right, you better be happy. Be pleased. Our bathroom's some distance away from where these people sit, but that's okay. You can mouse over items to see, like, how often they've been used. That bench has been used 20 times. Quick machines haven't been used that much, but that's okay. We're just waiting on the 10 patients. This first level is fairly simple and quick, but other ones will take extra effort, and perhaps even careful planning on my part. Again, though, this is only a 3-hour request. I don't see myself playing this game much beyond the 3 hours.
Mad patients are asked to be as quiet as possible.
But I like the art style and the charm of the game. Scrolling around with the arrow keys, I can't zoom out any further. By the way, this is how it looks in mega low-res mode. Patients dislike my hospital and I should do something to improve the environment. Well, that's distressing. Like my hospital. My hospital likes you. Be happy. It's in the patient hall. See, look at these adorable, pretty plants I have sitting everywhere. Isn't everything great? How could you be sad? Be happy. We're making a profit. Dun 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 dun. That's Grim right there. That's my test game, Grimith. Awesome. Hall of Fame and Hall of Shame. Awesome. We did it, everyone. Oh no, this ends up being your count 20. Dear Grim, congratulations. We at the Ministry are very impressed by your hospital-running abilities. You're certainly a golden boy in the health department. We think you'd prefer a slightly tougher job, though. You'd be paid a salary of $15,900. The decision is up to you. Are you interested in working at Sleepy Hollow Hospital? Why, as a matter of fact, I am. And we can read more about Sleepy Hollow next time. By the way, Game 8 is the autosave slot. Instruction manual warns against putting anything there. I'll talk to you folks later. When we begin Mission 2, which is already a bit more intricate, having 3 buildings. Also opens up the research department, I believe, for the first time. Yes, the research department. All this and more will be ours in the next episode of Let's Get On With It Theme Hospital.